Hello, everybody. This is Michelle, co-author of Methylation Madness, Insight into the Biochemical and Personal Lives of Hypermethylators. It is about 9 o'clock in the morning. I've been up since like 6:30, and I went for a 2-mile walk today with my dog. Can't run anymore because my hips are killing me, so I don't run, which sucks because that's my it's my zen besides my meditation, but getting into this walking thing. I made myself a gigantic smoothie bowl, and it has I made it out of frozen peaches with coconut water, cinnamon, cacao, what are those things? Raspberries. I put in to the mixture, I put in about 25 grams of collagen. I threw some cinnamon on top. I threw in a tablespoon of, not even a tablespoon, like a teaspoon of almond butter. And I put a tiny bit of coconut, 4 coconut covered almonds, and maybe like 8, what are they called? Cranberries. Really good. So I haven't really been videoing a lot. I've been posting stuff, but I haven't really been videoing. But that's okay. Everyone needs a little time away. So I have been reading this book, The Covenant of Water. I am on page 193, and it is incredible. It's about some families and things that happen to them. There's a lot of Hindu references, which I adore because that's kind of my thing. And then I've been reading this fabulous book. This is called Methylation Madness, Insight into the Biochemical and Personal Lives of Hypermethylators. These are my eyes. This is the methylation chemistry that comes out of my third eye chakra. And it's a fabulous book. It's co-written with my orthomolecular biochemical nutritionist, Dr. Terrence Doolin. And as you can see, this is how I read my book. I read like I teach my students because it's really, really important to write notes while you read. I have arrows all over the place, and it's what I'm doing right now is I'm kind of rereading the book, but I'm focusing on the stories of the women and the one man who I interviewed for the book. Doc and I are going to be in Vegas on the 23rd. So we created a slide presentation. Well, let me rephrase that. Doc created a slide presentation because it's all about methylation chemistry. It's about methylation genes. He threw in some of the nutrition factor regarding rice being a methylator, and we have to talk for about 40 minutes, and then he's going to talk for about 30, and then I go in for about 10 minutes, and he wanted me to talk about the correlations, similarities between myself and the other 4 methylators. And it's funny because as I reread what I wrote when I was writing this, I'm really finding that even after all these years, the similarities between us. I don't really speak to the gentleman who I interviewed, but I've become very, very close friends with the 3 women that I interviewed, and just the other day I was reading, and excuse me, my nose is so itchy. Just the other day I was reading, and my eyes got so blurry and I couldn't read right, and it was really annoying. And I text them and I asked them if they feel the same way, and they did. So it's really kind of cool how we have the same things going on. I sat with Doc while he was doing the rewriting the slide presentation, because I'm a teacher, and there were some grammatical and sentence structure errors, so I made him do it again. And I think I finally understand what the hell's wrong with me. 30 years later, we went through the slide presentation, and I don't know. I mean, obviously I know what's wrong with me, but the way he explained it, I don't know, my brain just got it. He was showing me a chart like this, which is the one in the book, but he had another chart too. This is the, which one is this? This is the methylation one, but he was showing me the folic acid one and the methylation one and all these other slides and stuff, and I think I finally get it. I wonder if my sulfur sisters finally get it. It is so confusing, even to people who've had this issue and so involved in the issue and so knowledgeable about methylation chemistry and methylation foods and biochemistry and the whole genetic thing, like myself. But every day I learn more stuff. You could see how I read my book. See that? And this is, I wrote this book with Doc. But it's very interesting. So at the, I'm going to just take a bite. At the conference, we have a table, and we have some posters of us, QR code, and I'm bringing about 30 books with us. I'm going to have a book signing there. It's very exciting. We have an ad made that my good friend Ed Marvini from high school, he made for me. So that's going to actually be put into the convention brochure. So about 500 to 600 doctors will get it. And then they're going to send it out also after the conference. But I'm going to make the flyers. I'm going to put a QR code on it. And after Doc and I talk, we're going to do a, like I said, a book signing. So it's really, really exciting. I'm a bit nervous, I could say. But I'm also using it as a vacation with my daughter, who is now on the couch sleeping because she had her a wisdom teeth taken out yesterday. So she's not doing all that great. I'm really happy that I was seemingly getting a headache the other day. I did a very deep meditation. I did some Kundalini, and then I did some guided meditation. And I've been taking P4 recently on a daily basis. It's on my program, but it's like $105 a bottle, and it's ridiculous. It's very expensive. Livy takes it every day, but I don't. I only take it really when I get a headache. But I've been taking it. I've been under a lot of stress lately. But all good. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to start taking this. So I took it about 5 days in a row. And I have a feeling it did something to the headache not firing, to the adrenaline not firing. What else? What else? What else? That's really all. I'm going to sit today, and I'm going to continue reading. So a lot of people, actually, I just opened my book. A lot of people ask me, well, when I speak to people, they ask me about bilirubin. So from the book, it just happened to be here. It says bilirubin, from a metabolic standpoint, is the destruction of red blood cell hemoglobin. As a red blood cell dies, the body slices the cell open, allowing the hemoglobin to leak out. It is then converted to biliverdin and finally bilirubin. Since this occurs in the liver and spleen, it is tested as part of the liver function panel. However, it can be caused by elevated or improper methylation from methionine, as reported. I believe this is Doc. He says, it is. I have personally run amino acid tests with a group of patients and found a majority of them have elevated bilirubin levels, most very high, normal, or even out of range, as in Gilbert's syndrome, which my friend Janet has, and she's made a video about it on my YouTube channel. This is a clue to what is called hypermethylation in a person's body. So on a normal blood chemistry report, total bilirubin levels in the top third of the range or higher are probably hypermethylating. The bottom of the range is probably hypomethylation. As we look at the downstream effect of the MTHFR enzyme, is modulated by other genes. It can have effects on the system by disrupting that chain. If you produce low amounts of glutathione, then your body has immune system and detox issues. If cysteine production is low, then hair becomes an issue, as it is a major component of hair. If taurine is low, in its production, then your body will produce less bile acids and salt, making fat digestion an issue. The interconnection of these pathways can be minimized. Methionine, in its SAMe form, will be a large modulator of your body functions. Let's look at a few to get an idea. If the SAMe is being overproduced, then too much would cause more methylation reactions to occur. If you look at enzymes to use SAMe as their methyl donor, it makes sense how it can cause symptoms. SAMe is used by an enzyme called COMT, catechol O-methyltransferase. This enzyme, in its many different forms, breaks down hormones to control estrogen and testosterone loads in the bloodstream. Too much activity and no hormones are left, as they are broken down too quickly. Too low activity and the hormones remain in the system too long and cause things like estrogen dominance. The enzyme also controls the breakdown of neurotransmitters like dopamine, norepinephrine, epinephrine, serotonin, and histamine. The enzyme PNMT also controls the change of norepinephrine into epinephrine via SAMe methylation. So, with these few examples, you can see how the enzymes will cause symptoms in your body. Too much or too little, out of balance or in balance, they are all affected by this pathway started with the MTHFR gene. So I have the COMT gene, and my liver function is on the low side still, but that's just my body is in utter, complete, no more, period, dead ovulation failure. Well, now it's just end of, let me rephrase that. I have zero estrogen left in my body because I am fully, completely done with menopause. So I started menopause when I was 36, due to, of course, my faulty COMT, but Doc was able to keep my hormones somewhat under control so I wouldn't have really bad symptoms. Went through a little bit up and down, but now my last blood test showed that I am completely done with menopause, and hence the storage of fat that I was noticing in my belly, which I've never ever had a stomach ever. So he changed my program, and I've been really following my program super, super strictly. I've cut my fat content down more than half, and throughout the summer I've shedded a lot of that belly. Wasn't bad, but for me. And he also is giving me some stuff, and I keep forgetting the name of it. Something leaf, to help with that, and it's done wonders. So my belly, I am still a hypermethylator, but because my body has gone through total and utter menopause over the past few years, my bilirubin is now on the low side, even though I'm hypermethylating. So bilirubin is only a kind of detector for what type of methylator you are. That's really all. I can't believe how much I highlight. Look at this. What are methylation problems? Look at that. There's so many things in this book. Some of our the chapters are conversation 1, methylation conversation begins. Chemistry 1, what is biochemical nutrition? Conversation 2, Michelle's story. Chemistry 3, biochemical nutrition, nature's chemistry set. Chemistry 3, what are methylation problems? Conversation 3, questions for methylators. Conversation 4, JB story. Conversation 5, FL story. Conversation 6, JC story. Conversation 7, GM's story. Chemistry 4, adjusting body's chemistry through food and supplements. Conversation 8, what does it take to stay optimized? Last thoughts from Dr. Doolin, and then last thoughts from me. One of my favorite chapters is biochemical nutrition, nature's chemistry set. That's a fun one. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on what's going on, because I've been I started strong in the summer and then I stopped. Buy Methylation Madness because it's a great book. Not just because I wrote it, but because there's so many things about anxiety, panic disorders, nutrition, genetics, biochemistry, really hormones, body pains. There's just so many very, very, very personal things that some people who have methylation chemistry might not even realize that is part of a methylation issue. Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. I keep looking at how horrendous I look like right now, but whatever. You see my Buddha, and check out these coleus. Are those great? Where is it? That's my barbecue. My mom gave me just tiny little cuttings of these things, like little teeny tiny sticks, and they have bloomed into absolute amazingness. And that, my friends, is what is important in life. Stress, it happens, goes away. All is good. Satnam Namaste. 19 minutes and 15 seconds. Sorry if I was babbling. Whatever. Have a great day, guys.